Okay, I'm very interested to get some feedback from viewers. I know there's been a lot of discussion on impedances and making sure you, I think, cascade them correctly through the system. So, just wanted to do some measurements. I kind of reset my coils. The last project was really interesting, but let's get back to the actual circuit here. And here's the basic circuit I have. Obviously, here's my L1 configuration, keeping it simple. Right now, this is running at, just with the capacitor I have there, a resonant frequency of 1.07-ish megahertz. But here is the data for my L2. And again, I kind of see this as L2A and L2B. But I want to take some measurements and get some feedback from you guys. So here's the measurements I have from my setup. I think I am actually missing one. I think across C to B, it's roughly 289 microhenry. Maybe I'll just note that down here. And here's what I measured with my little vector network analyzer. Actually, these kind of things are great, probably not super accurate. The way I'm connecting them, there's a lot of opportunity for stray inductance and capacitance to affect it, but I think it kind of gets us in the ballpark here. So at my current resonant frequency, L1 of 1.07 megahertz, I've taken the measurements across these 4 points and all the configurations. So A to B, A to C, C to D, and so on. And here's the impedance values that I get from my vector network analyzer. The vector network analyzer is also showing me that the resonant frequency of each of these coils is roughly around 2.4 megahertz. So I also took the impedance measurements of those. So I think the questions are, which impedances do we look at here? C to B or the coils individually? And then obviously we need to, I think, look to increase the ground shunt impedance or resistance here. So the A to D measurement you can see here, which is basically straight across the capacitor, right now gives me about half the impedance of my coils at these frequencies, which is probably not a great thing. If I measure them across like B to D, though, they are lower. So I'm hoping to get some feedback from viewers here on what point should I actually be considering for the L2 impedance, and then how much, how relative to some of these impedances want to be. Do they just need to be a little bit higher? Do they need to be, let's say, does this ground shunt impedance need to be twice as high, 10 times as high? If there's any feedback there, I'd be very interested. Obviously, as we connect the transformers, we expect those to be much lower impedance to ground, especially I think if you adjust the timing to something like 60 hertz or around there. But yeah, if there's any comments from viewers, I'd love to hear back from you. And I think that's going to be probably key, as Rick Friedrich and Don have kind of alluded to in all their videos and all their statements. So hope to talk to you soon. Hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much.